Hello, I'm Laura McLean. I am here to do our final focus on education for this year. My guest today is our newest school board member, Mr. Ben Stephens. He joined us effective April 1 after Mr. Bob Eby had to resign to join the state school board. So we will just wanted to get to know Mr. Stephens and learn a little bit about him as he is our newest school board member.
Thank you.
Welcome. Ben, tell me, this is my my interview of who you are. Tell us a little bit about you and your education and your family, those kind of things.
Be happy to. I am first and foremost a retired sailor, 25 years Navy. I retired as a senior enlisted senior chief petty officer. At the time I finished, I had just completed my master's in HR administration. That 25-year career is split between on a carrier with a air squadron, working the maintenance effort to keep up aircraft, and also working in the HR side of the house, recruiting, complaint management, and training, balanced out pretty much my career. One of the things that I have always enjoyed was the travel and exposure to not only different parts just here within the U.S., but the many countries abroad. So that satisfied a real hunger I had to find out that there was more to the world other than my hometown in Panama City, Florida.
Panama City, Florida. Okay, so you grew up there. Did you have siblings?
I am an only child.
An only child.
Both parents were public school teachers, mom in elementary school, and my dad was the football coach, geography teacher, driver's ed, all those kinds of things.
Oh.
And the importance of education, needless to say, was first on the agenda in my household.
I see. Well, I'm sure, are your parents still alive?
No, both are passed. One of the reasons I'm here in Oak Ridge was, at the time I was in Washington, D.C., and I needed to get closer to Mom as the years went on, because Dad passed in the mid-'80s.
Right.
And so it usually would take a day and a half if I was going home or just having to take a flight every time to go check on Mom. So for a few years I began looking for opportunities that were south of the Maryland, Washington, D.C. area, where I was working with the Inspector General's office at the time. And it just so happened an opportunity presented itself here at the plant at Y12.
At Y12, okay.
And so I took a shot.
Jumped at it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I say, be careful what you ask for. And I was praying real hard to get within 500 miles at least of home. So from my front door here in Oak Ridge to the front door of my mom's was 485 miles.
Wow.
So indeed.
So we just barely slipped under the radar.
That's all right. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Good.
I was very, very happy to take this opportunity, and it has proven to be the right course.
Right. So how long have you lived in Oak Ridge?
10 years now.
10 years. Okay. All right. So you're married?
Yes. My lovely wife, Mary, and our youngest daughter, Shane, was started at Robertsville when we got here. So she just finished 2 years ago, and she's going to Savannah School of Art and Design. And she was the baby. All the rest of the children are grown and gone.
Grown and gone. Okay, so she had a good experience in Oak Ridge schools.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Excellent.
I couldn't have asked for better. The challenge for her curriculum-wise, and she greatly participated in the performing arts with maskers, but also with graphic arts program. And both were here, and she enjoyed both, and we're extremely pleased with how everything worked out.
Great, great. That's good. That's good. So now you're working out at the lab.
The plant.
The plant, excuse me.
Y12.
Y12. So in your free time, tell me about, I know that you're involved in some service organizations. Tell me about clubs and
Be glad to. I'm a participant and wonderful member of the Rotary Club of Oak Ridge, and we meet every Thursday for lunch. Also, stemming from being a participant in Leadership Oak Ridge, got involved with Leadership Oak Ridge, and the class of '09, which, by the way, is the best class, of course. That class, we brought forth the Youth Leadership Oak Ridge, and it started to thrive. And shortly after that, it evolved into the Center for Leadership and Community Development, which is an affiliate of the Chamber. And the Chamber kind of shepherds the Leadership Oak Ridge program in its entirety, and that developed into a wonderful program for the youth leadership, and the community development side is also developing through Explore Oak Ridge. So the opportunities for me to participate within the greater community, I've done more here than anywhere else ever. Being a military person, sometimes you have a tendency to be on the fringes more so, or absent if you're on active duty. But working from the Chamber as a jumping off spot, got involved and have continued to get involved in a number of efforts here within the city, and have thoroughly enjoyed participating in every aspect of this community. I love it.
That's great. That's great. So you said your other children, they're all grown and gone.
Yes.
And your wife is here. So tell me about things that you like to do for fun, hobbies or.
Up until recently, when I had to kind of back off a little bit simply because I hurt my back, but I love scuba diving, very much so, and I look forward to going back to do that. I was a certified rescue diver before I stopped a year or so ago, or actually a few years, and I'm just on the verge now, about ready to go back now that I've strengthened my back some, so I feel comfortable now going back. But that is a passion that I have thoroughly enjoyed. I love reading, movies. Those are the things I really enjoy. And of course, from Panama City, I love the beach.
Right, right. Well,
so any opportunity I can, I go.
You're a good bit distance from the beach, almost 500 miles to Panama City.
Indeed.
So where did you like scuba diving?
I got a chance to dive in Hawaii, but Florida was just a convenient spot for me to dive along the Atlantic coastline. I really fell in love with exploring the wrecks that are along the coast, and I'm hoping before too long to get down to Key West. There was a ship that they sank off the coast, and it used to be a satellite tracking ship, Vanguard, I believe it is. And I look forward to exploring it before too long.
Good, good. Well, I know our other board member, Angie Agel, is a scuba diver, so you should talk to her about diving. I like to stay on the top of the water, but that's good. So tell me about a good book you've read lately.
Oh, my. Well, any of the textbook I have for the classes that I teach. I teach human resources and also a leadership class. Most of my time is going through those particular texts on about 1 or 2 classes a year. I have an opportunity to teach thanks to Tennessee Tech. And the leadership class and the human resources class, which just finished, the human resources class, is on Friday afternoons. So most of my reading time now are textbooks or reports that the students have written. And they're interesting. I guess it's more fun for me than a chore. Because there's usually a small class, and most of these are adults going back to school. So there's a good exchange of what's the textbook versus reality, and folding that into current events makes those classes very, very fulfilling in terms of having good discussions for the students and developing or developing life lessons, or what are good life lessons that we're currently dealing with here every day.
Every day, okay. Well, let's take a little break and we'll get back to that. Just for a minute, we're going to take a break. This is Focus on Education, and we'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. Okay, welcome back to Focus on Education. I'm sitting here with our newest school board member, Mr. Ben Stephens. And then I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why you wanted to be on the school board. I know your parents were public school educators, so you experienced public school, you know all about public school, but what made you want to dive into this?
I smile simply because I did fully appreciate the challenge and the joy my mother and father took as educators, and also fully appreciate the challenges that they had to deal with. When I assured them when I left home that you don't have to worry, I'm never teaching. No, I'll never do that. Of course, Mom got the last laugh.
Because you are now teaching.
Oh, even before that, one of the jobs that I have taken after retiring was in between 2 main jobs. I was a long-term sub at the high school there in Largo, Maryland. And I told my son that I was doing this so that he'd get a full appreciation of what it felt like when I went to school and my dad was there as the coach. I think it was about, he was lucky. I only was there for about 3-4 months. But he got a whole new appreciation of what it is when everybody knows your parent is one of the teachers. my family's profession, if it is anything, is public school educators. Aunts, uncles, cousins. My oldest son was teaching English at the high school in Madison, Florida, just east of Tallahassee, Florida, for a number of years. My oldest daughter taught for a little while. She was getting her doctorate at DePaul and found a vocation in that process where she has worked at a number of universities, sort of like an event planner. She was working at the Convocation Center at Northern Illinois. She finished from Florida State, and just recently she's taken a position there at the University of West Georgia. That was a new one. Didn't know that one.
West Georgia.
West Georgia.
Okay.
As coordinating events and those kinds of things. So being around it, always understanding and appreciating the importance of education and the role it plays in our lives. I have to admit, I never really thought about the school board itself. I was, when I came to Oak Ridge, I was thinking that I would feel it was a privilege just to have an opportunity to maybe teach at the community college or to have a chance working with college or university students. And so this is the 6th year I've been doing that. It's maybe 1 or 2 classes a year. So that is fun. So this opportunity, when someone asked a year or so ago if I had ever thought about it, I really had not given it any depth of thought, but feel it's a welcome challenge. I would love to do that, and so now, being in this position, I smile and I'm just grateful, and I feel blessed to have the opportunity to contribute. And that's what I want to do more than anything else.
So are there any particular issues that speak to you that you're interested in, or just public education in general?
Public education in general, for our students and the children in this community, making sure that they have an opportunity to have a career for themselves or be properly prepared, whether they're going off to college or if they need to go immediately into the workforce. Here are some options that are available to you that you can master, or at least start down that path of mastery here at the high school. This is an astonishing high school with tremendous opportunities for the students. And so I think for me, the true measure of the high school is how well is it properly preparing the students. And I love what the board has done, and Dr. Warcher and the 7 keys that identify his intent and the follow through of properly preparing the children, reading levels, math scores, so that as they go forward, whatever area of pursuit they decide, they have a solid foundation to be successful.
Yeah, that's great. I imagine Chief Nichols with our ROTC program
Yes.
might enjoy having you come by and talk to his classes about your experience in the Navy.
I was very, very happy when the Navy ROTC program started here, and was very happy to be present when they had the kickoff. And to see the students that also now are turning out to participate, even more so. I expect great things to continue. They've got a great chief leading the show, and I think they're going to do wonderful for them.
Yeah, it is exciting to see that program.
It's great.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so now we're going to have some important questions. Okay, so you don't know, I didn't tell you what I was going to ask, so now I need to know, what is your favorite pizza topping?
We'll have to go with the Super Supreme minus the black olives.
Minus black olives, okay,
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Love olive, even though they say, well, you're only supposed to have one or two. No, let's just pile them on.
Okay, I'm with you, no olives. Okay, all right, what's your favorite donut?
Apple fritters.
Apple fritters, okay, all right.
The apple fritters would be my downfall.
Okay.
I love them. There's one shop here in town that makes them nice and crunchy and too sweet, I know, but I feel guilty when I eat it.
I know that shop. Yes, okay, all right, so what's your favorite ice cream?
Toss up between butter pecan and cherry vanilla. Only because I put them both together and put chocolate syrup over both, and it's instant sundae.
Instant sundae, okay. All right, I know you're a Starbucks guy because I've seen you with Starbucks. What do you order when you go in Starbucks?
My wife is certain I have stock in Starbucks. It's not quite as bad as candy in a cup, but it's the caramel white mocha.
Caramel white mocha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fact that I love espresso. So I'm the guy that could easily just have the ice water and a shot or two of espresso in the morning and be ready to go.
Charge. Yeah.
Yeah. So Starbucks is just it's sinful. It tastes so good.
So when you walk in, they know what you want?
It's like walking into a place where everybody knows you by name.
Everybody knows your name, okay.
Hi, Ben. Don't have to say a word other than just give them the card.
Okay, all right. So are you a sports fan?
I like the professional sports. I like the NFL, naturally college and professional football are probably, along with my son and I both, and my oldest son and I both enjoy boxing.
Boxing, okay, all right. So what about your favorite Olympic sport?
During the summer, without a doubt, it's track and field. I love the sprints, including the quarter mile. And during the winter, I love to watch bobsledding and the one where they're sliding head first
Is that the
on a
luge?
sled.
The luge or the
Luge.
skeleton, one of those. Okay, all right.
Absolutely. I think the head first is one way and feet first is the other one.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how fast they go on
And
that
scary,
ice.
yeah. Okay, so what was your first job?
Working at a pizza parlor.
A pizza, so you know pizza.
Working at a pizza parlor in my hometown, yes.
Okay, so how do you like your eggs?
Over medium. I enjoy a good omelet also. I like cooking.
Oh, you like cooking?
The main courses. I'm just terrible when it comes to desserts or cakes or anything else. But main dishes, I have my moments.
You have your moments. Okay. What's your favorite charity?
Big Brothers and Big Sisters. I was on their board when a few years back. Participated while I was in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area. That's when I really appreciated the impact that program has. And that's my number one charity. Is Big Brothers and Big Sisters. The mentoring makes a world of difference.
Cool, cool. Well, I must say I am so excited to have you on the board. I think you're going to add something good to our board, and it's going to be a really good, let me see, this is May, so June, July, August. It'll be a really good 3 months until you run again in August, and then you'll have September, October, and run again in November.
It's amazing having to run twice, and I'm looking forward to the campaign. So that sounds like a true novice, no doubt, but it's something that I just never thought really I put much thought into doing. And now when I have the opportunity, I'm looking forward to the challenge and everything that goes with it.
Yeah, I must say, I've only done the campaign once. It's fun. You meet a lot of new people that I thought, living in Oak Ridge over 20 years, when I ran the first time, I thought, oh, I know all about Oak Ridge. Well, there's parts of Oak Ridge that I found that I never knew existed. And there's people, a wealth of nice people that I didn't know were here. So the campaign kind of opens your eyes to parts of Oak Ridge and new people in Oak Ridge.
It's a beautiful town with a wonderful cross-section of people.
Right.
And they have some outstanding stories, and all you have to do is ask and listen, and you learn so much.
Right, right. Well, we are so happy to have you on the board.
Thank you.
And so excited. You know, our school year is winding down, and I think it's been a good year, and we look forward to many years serving with you on the school board, and know that there are great things to come.
Thank you, and I look forward to working with you and all the members of the board, and with all of the parents and citizens, to ensure that we maintain the high standard of education here that has been the cornerstone of this entire community.
Right. I think we have a great system and great kids, and it's all about them, and we want them to have a good experience and come out prepared.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, this is Laura McLean. I am on your Board of Education, and we have enjoyed talking to Ben Stephens here, and that'll be it for this season of Focus on Education. Thank you very much.
Thank you.